of room to walk around. It's nice out there. My big ugly face is gonna take photos somewhere in the mask all the time.
There you go. We're good?
Everybody please stand. Everybody please be seated. I'm just going to project, as I want to do sometimes. Hi everybody, good afternoon. I'd like to just quickly begin by just informing everybody here in attendance to please silence and stow your cell phones if you could for the next couple of minutes. We do have some pro photographers here in attendance today, and if all their pictures are of all 50 people here with their phones out, not ideal. But just consider this practice for next year as well. You'll have plenty of time to post Instagrams and boomerangs and TikToks, whatever the kids are doing these days later on. But please, let's just now be focused and present on the couple of the moment. Also, following the ceremony, we'll be proceeding right over here to continue celebrating the couple. But with all of that being said, I'd like to be the first to welcome family, friends, and loved ones alike to this absolutely gorgeous August day here in Topsfield. already an incredibly joyous and is certainly a very unique occasion. I would also like to give an especially warm welcome to all of our folks who have traveled extended distances to get here. South Shore people, if I could offer one word of advice, please take some time before departing to indulge yourselves on our exquisite, vastly superior North Shore cuisines and dishes. For those of you who don't already know me, my name is Dominic Mahoney, and I've had the privilege of calling myself a very close friend of the couple of the day for quite some time now. We're gathered here today to bear witness and to celebrate an absolutely incredible bond by two equally incredible people, solidified by taking one another's hand in marriage. You guys have each other's hands already, which is great. This has certainly been quite the year, and I'm sure that when Brian proposed to Siobhan last year, neither of them really had any idea what they would be in for. A few phases, a lot of yard work, 75 plus bar classes, and probably more than a few martinis later, we find ourselves here today. And every single one of us has been brought together because of the love that Brian and Siobhan have for one another and the love that they share for all of you. 2020 has been full of hardship, sickness, and struggle, but in times like these, often one of the best things that we can do is look to the people who matter to us most, lean on them, and hold them as tightly as we possibly can. Also holding each other very tightly right now. Of course, 2020 doesn't really even want us to do that last part, which is why we're gonna need to be roughly 6 feet apart today. Just kidding, you're good at this distance. But in all seriousness, the fact that we are here today is a testament to the strength of Brian and Siobhan's relationship and the amount of love that they have for one another. Planning one wedding in normal circumstances is stressful enough, but Brian and Siobhan looked right in the face of bad news and said, screw it, we're having 2 weddings. Siobhan in particular always knows how to turn lemons into lemonade, or lemon dresses, or lemon accessories, lemon cookware. But if you know Brian and Siobhan, and I certainly hope you do if you're in attendance today, because it's a very small crowd, you know that there's practically no situation that they can't turn into a great time, and no great time that they can't turn into a genuine adventure. For example, even when Brian was recovering from his hip surgery not too long ago, they still somehow made it through their trip across 5 European countries, a lot of which involved Siobhan pushing Brian around in a wheelchair over cobblestones and all. In fact, Brian told me that that might have been right when he knew that he was going to buy a ring, because he absolutely knew at that point that he had found the best companion he ever could have asked for. Love often defies definition. Sometimes it feels more like the more you try to define what love is, the more mysterious it becomes. People have written songs, poems, and movies to try and truly exemplify what love really means. But pushing your boyfriend across half of Europe over cobblestones, that's love, folks. Love is companionship, and it's partnership. It's falling asleep next to each other during your favorite shows, only to be woke up later to the blinding light of Netflix's Are You Still Watching screen. Love is shifting over in bed to your side when you know that her side is already way bigger than yours. It's knowing exactly how the other likes their coffees, or dirty martinis, or olives that go in those martinis. And it's giving each other random hugs on some days, and a little bit of space on others, not because they asked for it, but just because you knew that they needed it. Love, as I said, often defies definition. But having a love that can defy a global pandemic is pretty special. Now, without further ado, why don't we make that love official? Before we get to the rings, Siobhan and Brian would like to preserve something for one another for the real ceremony to come. They've chosen to write their own vows and are going to seal them in this box here. So if one of you could each put your vows in the box, and we'll save each other for the ceremony to come. You're going to need your hands. All right. And now I would ask if Brian's best man, Dan, could please come up and present the rings. you both please take each other's hands? Just one. And continue gazing lovingly into each other's eyes. It's been quite a long year already, so I'd like you to just take a breath and think solely about one another for a moment. Siobhan, if you could please place the ring on Brian's finger. Siobhan, do you take Brian as your lawfully wedded husband to explore and to dream with, to laugh and to cry with, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? Now, Brian, if you could please place the ring on Siobhan's finger. Brian, do you take Siobhan as your lawfully wedded wife to explore and to dream with, to laugh and to cry with, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? Even in the face of not one, but multiple global crises, nothing could stop the two of you from declaring and affirming what everyone here today has already known for years, that your love for each other is an eternal bond, unbreakable, unwavering, and undeniable. Brian and Siobhan, the two of you were absolutely meant to stand in front of each other on this day and right now before family, friends, and loved ones. It is my distinct honor and genuine pleasure to say that by the authority vested in me by the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Brian, you may kiss the bride.
Photos over there. Photos on the bar? Photos over there?
Yeah, sure. Photo time? Yeah.
Put the photos over with you first. Party time?
Yeah.
There they are. The Coolix. What's up?
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Now they go to the bar and get that guy.
Into the bar.